What's going on, everybody? My name is Lamarcus Strickland, and welcome back to Between God and Grit. And if this is your first time on this podcast, here we talk about failure, we talk about life, we talk about parenthood, we talk about fatherhood, we talk about building businesses, brands, creating systems with neuroplasticity to rewire our brains so we can actually be successful. And I'm going to tell you this right now. If you're looking at this podcast, it's not noise, okay? We're not just bumping gums. It's weight. It's heavy. It's powerful, but it's amazing at the same time. And I'm trying to create this community for individuals that just love God, for individuals that know that God is king. Just know that failure is not the end. Success is not the end. It's the journey in between. And we're all going to fail. 100%. I've failed so much. You can Google me, Lamarcus Strickland, Lamarcus Strickland, and you'll find the negative things, you'll find positive things, whatever it may be. But here on Between God and Grit, we are grinding. We are working. We are striving towards something better because we do live between God and grit. God is at the forefront. He should be. If he's not, we can have a conversation about it. But on today's episode, I'm talking about revamping. I'm talking about rebranding. I'm talking about just being the better version of myself. I can't help anybody out. And what's crazy is I'm doing this. I'm 39 years old. I've had many successes. I'm still married. I have 3 beautiful kids. One has cerebral palsy. And it's just one of those situations and one of those things in life that you understand life is going to life. But because of the beautiful word of God, we are able to go through life. Life's really crazy up and downs. Life's sometimes really effed up situations, and life's amazing and enriching and growing situations. So just a little bit of background about me. I am married, going on 14 years, June 18th. So if you see me online, go to Life in Beta. That's where I am. Just say happy anniversary on June 18th, even though my wife believes it's June 17th, and there's no reason for that. But I mean, it is what it is. I got into a little argument yesterday that I didn't realize when it was happening. I have a 14-year-old now, as of a few days ago, going to high school, but she is really, really gifted by God. Not even in my opinion, it's just a known fact, gifted by God at dance. I don't like dance moms. Every dance mom I have encountered has been negative or just too much. Like, I can't stand those dance moms that when the child or the daughter or however old they are is on stage, they're doing the moves. I married a woman like that. So, I mean, over the years, I used to just be like, hey, don't say about me. You're too much. That was kind of an a-hole husband thing to do. Am I accepting it? Yeah, but there's still a negative connotation when it comes to dance moms. The dance moms at my wife's studio, a few could be cool. I don't know. Do not care. My issue is when it comes to certain situations, I voice my opinion, and it can be very, very vocal. But there are times when I just need to shut the F up. I just need to shut up. Okay? Because the Bible talks about how sweet words can turn away wrath. And my wife can be very wrathful. Anybody can. But the fact is, gentle, not harsh, sweet, can be firm. And does it change anything? Doesn't change a dang thing. Whether I like dance moms or not, they're still going to be them. I can still avoid them or not be a part of them. And yet I must respect them because that's literally what my wife is. It's kind of like I'm still at the age of 39, still learning things. And I'm like, what the crap, bro? Like, and she was like, that's like saying something. I don't remember what she was saying because, yeah, I still have a husband thing where it's like, I got to tune out. And that's not respectful. either. So if I'm going to be, better, if I'm going to take this year to change, if I'm going to, and it's not like a year change, it's talking about creating different systems that I can put in place, small systems, because a lot of people don't understand this, especially when it comes to like successful businesses or successful careers, successful marriages, whatever it may be, successful relationships. You could be a boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever it may be, a parent. Systems that are placed in your life, you create these systems. They're very small. Like when people start realizing, oh my gosh, I made $1 million this year. Still continue. You're doing the small steps. You're doing the small things in your system that's going to continue to create gargantuan results. Now, if I want to have a more positive result, one of my systems, especially in my marriage going forward, is shut up. Shut the hell up. Excuse my language. It's the truth. Shut up. That's not going to do anything but create chaos, create dysfunction, things of that nature. And I deleted the video or whatever because I was going to use it, but I don't think that would have been a positive thing, because again, at the end of the day, I'm the one who was the jackass. Okay, and please forgive my language when I say that. I read in James, was talking about power of life and death is in the tongue. I also read in the Word about filthy language. Let me read it to you real quick. Okay, so it's actually in Colossians 3 right here. And it says, this is for living as those made alive in Christ. Now, again, this between God and grit, obviously God is the foundation. We're talking about certain systems that I'm putting in place so y'all can see me be successful as well. And I want to see and help and walk with y'all to be successful. This isn't a course or anything like that. It's a blueprint for life. Okay. And so it says here in Colossians chapter 3. All right. And I'm just going to read verses 5 through 10. It says, put to death, therefore, whatever belongs to your earthly nature, sexual immorality. I say this because I've had an addiction with sexual immorality, impurity, lust, evil desires, and greed, which is idolatry. Because of these, the wrath of God is coming. You used to walk in these ways, in the life you once lived. But now you must also rid yourself of all such things as these: anger, rage, malice, slander, and filthy language. From your lips, it says, remove these things from your lips. Do not lie to each other, since you have taken off the old self with its practices and have put on the new self, which is being renewed in knowledge in the image of its creator, which is Jesus Christ, which is God. Now, what's crazy is the fact that I just said those things. And so what I'm doing is training myself with these systems, with neuroplasticity, to see if I can get a different result. For the past decade, I shall say, and again, I'm 39, so maybe more than a decade, I've lived with no systems. I've lived with no remorse, no value of understanding your consequences, okay? And for me, that's been a very, very harsh thing. Speaking of the cup, I got 5 cups with all of our initials on it. Brittany is B, Carson C, Parker's S, because for some reason the P was gone. And then Titan's T, so I'm looking for the P. And I got them all from the Dollar Tree. It is what it is. But the fact remains that I'm just now at the age of 39, as my kids say. You pushing 40, Dad? You pushing 40. And I am. I think it's a blessing when you get older and older and older. You're living, you're getting experience, all this other crap that I tell my kids. It sucks because my back hurts right now. But it is what it is. I look at certain people, especially on YouTube. I used to, and they're like younger than me, but I used to look at this guy named Max Tuning who apparently sold a candy. Like he had this candy called South Strips. It was pretty good. Sold it to Hershey's Kisses for $100 million, something like that. This guy named Christian Guzman, Charlie Croker, all these people that they're in their early 30s or close to mid 30s that I was looking at, and I'm like, man, why not me? Why not me? Why not me? Well, why not me is because I didn't have discipline. I never had consistency, and I didn't have the systems that were put in place in order for me to be successful for my wife. Like one of my goals in life, 100%, y'all, is, and I think it's one of the biggest flexes, is to retire my spouse, to retire my kids before they're even able to work. Now I'm gonna teach these little people work ethic. Oh, regardless, I'm gonna have that money put back, but I will accomplish my goal of taking care of my generation, my bloodline. That's just something that I want to do. I want to protect the sick, help the lame, help the widowers and the widowies. I want to give to the poor. Why? Because these are all biblical things that the Lord said we should do. Okay, I'm not doing it for philanthropy. When I do give, and we do these things called black boxes, and everybody in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, if you're there, I'm going to try to send something out on my Instagram. Follow my Instagram. It's right here. And my name is LaMarcus Strickland, so you can follow me on Facebook if you want to too. I just want to gather, no cameras, no nothing, give to the poor. It's not about that, okay? I don't need to let my left or right hand know what the other hand is doing. So if I'm doing something with my left hand, my right hand don't need to know. I'm not doing this for the glory. Now I get it. There are channels out there that are very inspirational, channels out there that are like, hey man, I want to pay your rent. That was epic. I do love That Was Epic. Juan's doing a very good job, him and his team. Would I love to do things like that? Yes, but I don't want a camera with it. And what's crazy is the fact that when people do this, they can do a GoFundMe or a fundraiser or something like that, and they can get hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars because they're showing that. I'm just having faith that God's going to take care of it, just as he says in Matthew 6. But as for my filthy language, listen. Steve Harvey said something when he did a comedy special at a church. He said, forgive me if something slips, because God ain't through with me yet. I'm not perfect. Y'all, if you can tell, if you didn't Google me, Google me. You can see I'm nowhere near perfect, but yet I'm still freaking standing, okay? And my view of God has been different. I'm not playing. Before, I feel like it was the revelation of understanding that God does want the best. You hear it in church time and time again. You hear it from the cookie cutter Christians, all this other stuff. God is great for you, but sometimes God will allow you to go through hell in order to see heaven. And he did it for me. Trust me, he did it for me. And again, when I went through what I went through in 2023, and that's not the moral of Between God and Grit, I'm using myself as an example to teach you fools. No, I'm just kidding. To teach you, fam, the homies, that if God can use me, when I literally lost everything to build me back up, he can do it for you too. That's literally it. Like the message of God, spreading it to making disciples of all nations. I want people to know, whoa, I don't believe in God, or whoa, I'm distant from God, or I'm religious. I don't really believe in anything like that. But what is God doing with this dude? Me, the Marcus Strickland. What is this dude doing? Especially as a dad. Okay, so earlier today, it is summer break. Let me get comfortable here. Yeah, I'll get comfortable. Summer break. Okay. And my son is 9 years old. He's a running back. Okay. And he's very gifted, in my opinion. I've never had a coach that hasn't come up to me and say Titan is really, he's a boss. Like when it comes to football, he doesn't have a ceiling. But the issue is his work ethic. And it started making me think about the sins of the father. Started making me think, okay, I haven't been a person of true consistency. I've had discipline on certain things, but certain things I haven't had discipline on. And, you know, the saying is you feed your addiction. You grow in what you feed. That's what I'm trying to say. And I fed nothing but porn. I fed nothing but lust and sexual immorality, impatient, being harsh. I fed that crap for the longest time. It is crazy that I'm still married. It says a lot about who she is. Now, again, I told y'all, you know, this is the podcast that I'm on my platform with Life in Beta, produced by Strick Industries LLC. Strick Media, STRK Media, boom. Something that I'm creating as well, trying to give people a platform to express themselves. It's going to be more podcasts, hopefully, more artists, hopefully, more creative minds and content. Eventually, hopefully, this can grow into something that's really helping and building a community. But back to the subject, you're really not going to see my wife. And my wife has told me, hey, you're being really hard on him sometimes. I say the same thing to her about our daughter. She takes over dance and stuff like that. She loves that. Everything that our son does is, I'm more of the lead with that because I've experienced everything. I've played football. I've done this. I've done that. But the thing is, I don't think I'm being harsh on him. I'm trying to learn him or teach him, excuse me, I want him to learn that nobody's going to push you. Nobody's going to save you. Nobody's going to come with you and walk beside you. If they do, that is a blessing from God. That is a gift from God, 100%. But you have to do it yourself. And it's like the sins of the father. Every time I'm lecturing him, I'm like, son, you got to show consistency. You got to show discipline. You got to show this. You got to show that. And God's like, hey, boy, hey, are you doing all that? Lead by example. Lead, teach. Let me show you. Let me work through you. Do this by example. I'm going to use a huge example. My boy, my brother, okay, from another mother. Malik McKenzie is my co-host for the Sorry Not Sorry podcast. Life has gotten in the way. My mother is developing vascular dementia. If you don't know what that is, read about it. The beautiful thing is we can work on her cognitive ability to build her memory, but my parents, she has to be medically retired. My dad is already medically retired. He has end-stage renal disease, last stage of kidney function. He's on dialysis, thank God, and I hope and pray that he just stays on it because I would love for him to just watch my family grow and to see what I'll actually become in the future. And that's what gets me. I'm trying to teach my son these things, and it's like, yo, shut up. Do it first, then teach. I feel like I can't respect a boss. I can't respect a coworker. I can't respect a superior or anyone of that nature that doesn't do what they say. If you're asking me to do something, you should be able to come right beside your boy and get that spit done. Okay? I said spit. Okay? I'm trying to, again, God ain't through with me yet. But there's a reason why I'm not in the pulpit. Okay? Plus, I don't think I do want to work for a church again. I've seen the really ugly, nasty side of church. But that's another whole story. But I think church is a beautiful thing. Okay, especially when it's pure and it's truly about God. There are churches that I have attended. This is a little rant where I was poor. I had nothing. I needed food. And I had people from the church that didn't even work in the church. They would volunteer their time to be greeters and stuff like this. This guy named Keith Drummond, shout out to him. He went to a church. I don't want to talk about milestone. I do like Jeff Little then, but I went and he was like, hey man, I'm trying to help you out. And he really did. He brought food and everything of that nature. He said, hey, I recommend that you reach out to this church. And I reached out to the church and they just gave me, I did my research first and I had like food banks and bills and all this other stuff. And they sent me the same list. And it's like, who am I to expect something from a church? It's also a business. But I digress. So I started taking this year. It was May 7th, 2026. And I said, you know what? By his grace, I'm going to go to May 8th, 2027, if God allows me to live it. And I'm going to put systems in place. They say systems create success. So if I put systems in place, not just for me, but as a father, as a husband, for career, for extracurriculars and the things that I'm doing, maybe, just maybe, I can freaking be successful. And so that's what I'm doing on this channel. I also drive Lyft and Uber. There's an issue with my vehicle right now. And I should have known this. You know, I was paying some pretty good money in order for it, and some payments slipped, and so now it's just like, got to figure out how to get it done. But I already know that God's got it. And when I say when God's got it, people say they have faith. Faith without works is dead. So I'm trying to work on getting that money. I'm trying to work on this. I'm trying to work on that. Just because that has been a very, really positive income, bringing in income with that, taking care of the things between the gaps. My wife has an amazing job. And sometimes I felt inadequate as a husband and a provider. But then I realized that God has used my wife to produce fruit. She truly is a Proverbs 31 wife. And I haven't been that husband. I haven't been that guy. And yet here I am talking to you, putting myself out there, because at this moment in time, it don't matter anymore. People are going to judge you. People are going to talk about you. I had a sister, quote unquote sister, that I met at when I was a student pastor, who, you know, when everything went down, just destroyed me. Talked about certain things. I think I told y'all this on before the video podcast that I'm doing. That was like, we got to protect Brittany. And Brittany was like, I don't even like that chick. It is what it is. You know what I mean? And so it's just, it comes to me in a way that just makes me think I don't have any vendetta. I had to let all animosity go. I had to let all issues with people go, because I can't allow people to have that part of me, especially my heart, my mind, my spirit. And I'm hoping that you do the same thing too. If you've had an addiction, if you had a bad marriage or a bad relationship and you're trying to rebuild, understand that starting a new foundation, putting systems in place from ground zero, is going to be hard as hell. It is, man. It's going to be hard as hell. But the fact is, you taking that first step means that you're a boss. That means you're a beast. And that we're living between God and grit. Because here's the thing, anything that's worthwhile, if it comes free and easy, it ain't worthwhile. Okay? For you to change, for you to create these systems, and I'm going to help you create these systems. Again, this isn't a course, this isn't anything, this is a blueprint for life that God has given me, the beta blueprint, okay? And this isn't me selling anything to you, this is just a process. We all need operating systems. I've created one for myself called the MOS, the Marcus Operating System. Why? Because I'm a person that needs system. I need to know exactly what to do. And when I do it repeatedly, since it becomes a habit, that's when I'm able to take it and multiply it. That's one of the things that God has actually given me. I can multiply things. My guy Malik, man, he can truly multiply things, man. First time we did Sorry Not Sorry, random insert, he got us like 12 freaking sponsors. And then, you know, what happened with me happened. And we lost a bunch of sponsors, but now he's got a snippet, I guess, of our podcast called Chilling with the Fam. Go check him out. Kill him Malik 98, I believe. I think that's what it is. But here's the real one, just in case. It might be Killing Malik 98. But again, like putting systems in place, working on yourself, introspection, thinking about the things that you have done and not allowing them to define who you are. That is one of the biggest things that I'm going to tell y'all, teach y'all, and try to guide y'all through. If you were addicted to heroin, guess what? You were addicted to heroin. Are you trying to break that? Guess what? You are. So all of those fools, all those stupid people that are going to hold you to the past standard, that you got to get rid of them. They're like cancer. They're going to continue to grow. continue to grow. Just like diabetes type 2, man, if it's uncontrolled, check this out. You're going to have to amputate toes, amputate a foot, amputate a leg to stop that from harming your body. You have to do the same thing with these fools. You have to do the same thing with these people. You understand? If these people, and I have people in my life that I thought were homies for life. I did, but they're not. They weren't. I am not pissed off at them. At first I was like, bro, you left me. I thought you were like a true homie. But people show their colors, and they had every right to distance themselves from me. They had every right. Who the freak am I to get pissed off at these people for doing that? You have to separate yourself from toxic individuals. And know this, and I heard this, I've heard it, I've read it several times. You are the villain in somebody's story. No matter how you don't think you are, you may have done something that was really messed up unintentionally, but you were the villain in somebody else's story. And I'm the villain in a lot of people's stories. But I had to let that go because I'm not the villain in my story. I used to feel like Wreck-It Ralph. I really did. I used to feel like Wreck-It Ralph. Like, oh man, I just want to be the good guy, but I keep doing the bad thing. And guess what? It was me not having systems in place, not being strong enough, or placing myself in situations to where there is no option to fail. That's exactly what systems do. And I'm going to show you a few of my systems in the next episode. Stay tuned. I love y'all. Please like and subscribe. Ring that bell. Support your boy on these. Here's my Instagram. Here's my Facebook. Here's my TikTok. Support your boy. And I will see y'all in the next episode. I love y'all. Remember, keep God first. And I will fall into place. Peace.